In my car right now. I drive a 340 horsepower, not the V8 Camaro. But I had a couple thoughts in terms of my story. My particular character is really heavy into. It's probably definitely related to myself. Heavily into classic muscle cars. My story takes place in mid to late 2020s and the early, and it extends all the way up to about 15 years in the future or beyond that. So up to about 2040 or so. 2040, 2042 is where it ends. Or ends. If you've watched any of the other videos related to my story. Again, the name of the story is Nano, and then it's colon because it's the first in a series, Nightfall. And my character, again, is really big into classic American muscle cars, V8s, some V6s, and they're a rare thing in this world because pretty much anybody who's anyone, the days of driving yourself are long past. People aren't driving themselves anymore. They're using some of the technologies that are being developed in this generation. The self-driving technology that we're starting to see come through from, entrepreneurs such as Elon Musk, some of the folks over at Google, with the Tesla X, couple of the other Tesla models have the ability right now, and this is fascinating. I'm surprised by how little coverage it's getting. Those cars have the ability right now to be remotely driven from your cell phone. If you want to pop out your car because you want to, run inside to do something else while your car parks itself in the garage, your car can do that right now if you've got a Tesla. There have been some issues, obviously, but these are first-generation models, and the technology's not perfect. There's actually a lawsuit pending through one woman because you have the ability now with a lot of companies, including Lexus, Tesla, to be able to simply let go of your steering wheel. Like I can set cruise control in my car right now, but I can't let go of the steering wheel. If I do, then I've got, close to 400 horsepower barreling into someone. But the point is that the Tesla has the ability, and a couple others, you simply let go, you turn on autopilot, and the car will drive itself. It'll maintain speed. It uses lasers, some sonograms, so it uses sound wave technology. It uses video recognition or visual recognition of where certain road patterns should be. So things like dividing lines, what it looks like when you're approaching a car from a distance. And it uses some of those technologies in order to avoid obstacles, so it can kind of just be let free. You set it in on the highway at 60 miles per hour, it's going to continue to go 60 miles per hour unless you're about to hit an oncoming vehicle. The most recent lawsuit was because someone actually barreled into the back of a truck, and there was, I guess, some glare, kind of like today, and it blocked some of the sensors, and it hit the truck because it was higher than the Tesla. Now it's actually the Tesla S was the one that's a bit of the more sportier version, about $60,000 to get into that car, brand new off the lot with some of the bells and whistles. But anyways, some of the other technologies that exist right now, like I said, Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla, or founder and owner of Tesla, and he's also a designer. And you've also got Google, who is working on self-driving technology right now in several test pilot cities. The United Arab Emirates, so Dubai, has committed to several luxury vehicles being allowed eventually self-driving taxis. And I think it's going to start, the program's going to start in 2019 or 2018. And if you've got the bucks, you can be picked up from the airport in a self-driving Bugatti. You can get picked up from the airport in a self-driving Rolls Royce. There won't be a concierge service in the front. No one will be sitting there picking you up, escorting you. You simply get in. You access a panel on either on the dash or the window, and the vehicle will escort you to your final destination, whether it be the airport or otherwise, maybe a business meeting for a lot of these people that travel to United Arab Emirates on business for travel. Good deal. So, self-driving technology is utilized heavily in my my story. I'm using it kind of, casual. It's nonchalant. It's not a big deal. Everybody does it. However, my character, he's got the money to be able to invest in some, admittedly old technology. I mean, some of the cars that he's driving are 80 years old. He's got a 72 Challenger, a couple Mustangs, Camaro. He's got the money to be able to do that. But it's a nice way to address how are we going to look at older technologies. Are we going to get rid of the carbon engines? Are we going to get rid of the over 100-year-old technology, the combustion engine that we've got going, that we have in most cars today? There have been mandates from the federal government that most cars have to be at least close to or above 30 miles per gallon or what have you by X date. I think it's 2020 was the mandate by the White House that cars need to be over 30 miles per gallon, and that there's other mandates regarding that, which is going to mean that we need to look into new technologies in order to get us there. You do have other fueling technologies, but nothing that's super efficient and able to get us to those miles per gallon. So that's another issue that's addressed in my story. We use a far more sophisticated battery technology than the lithium-ion batteries that are being used in most hybrid vehicles today. The big issue with and the big concern about lithium-ion batteries is obviously their impact. Once they're impacted, are they still safe? And we don't really know how long a lithium-ion battery is supposed to last inside of a hybrid vehicle. I'm going to leave a link for some of these details and some of these stories. Tesla, Google self-driving vehicles. I'm going to leave you with a thought, or no, actually, I'll paint an image for you. Google and a couple other companies are looking right now into nanny vehicles and self-driving school bus technologies. The reason for that would be to save money on school bus drivers, and also to make them more efficient in terms of how they're run. But there could be a day, within the next couple decades, where it will be the norm that your kid is picked up from school by a automated, minivan picking your kids up from school. The van rolls up to the school, van doors open up, there's no one inside. Video technology confirms that it's the right kid, and the doors don't open up again until your kid gets home. That's the type of world that we're living in. You're not able to pick your kids up from school. You send a vehicle to go pick your kids up. You let the school know. They release the kid into custody. Somebody's monitoring the kid from a command center and ensuring that your kid is getting home, going where they need to be, not being, harassed by strangers or what have you. And maybe you don't want your kid to go home that day. Maybe you want them brought to the office. Maybe you want them brought to a friend's house, and they've got a slumber party, but you're stuck at a business meeting and you can't get out. Well, you can have the nanny mobile go pick your kid up. Maybe you're a single parent. You have the nanny mobile go pick your kid up and transport your kid from school to Timmy's house because he's got a slumber party that weekend and he just can't miss it. 6 o'clock in the morning. I've got 2 daughters. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're out there. It could be, a school bus comes pick up the kids, Several doors open up on the sides. The kids jump into basically pods. They're secure in their seats. They're not allowed to interact with other children. They just go about their own devices, playing with their own personal iPads or other tablet or other preoccupying technology, and they sit in their seats and they focus on their technology. The little independent compartments close, seal up, and the bus brings the kids to school. 45 minutes later, those compartments open up and the kids file out in single fashion in a traditional way out the front door. This is the world we're looking at when it comes to self-driving technologies. And of course, you can think about municipal vehicles, self-driving, street cleaning equipment, self-driving trash equipment. The list goes on and on. This is what's coming next.